Yep, email still works in 2024, despite what you may want to believe. In fact, I still tell prospects all the time in e-commerce especially, but really across the board. You should be getting 40 to 45% of your revenue through email marketing, not just relying on ads for everything or relying on PR for everything, etc. Email marketing, retention-based marketing, that should be your cash cow. So today I'm going to give you 7 strategies that still work in 2024 and some that are really quite fresh and new so that you can start getting things going for your brand when it comes to retention marketing. Let's dive in. Number 1, segment your audience. This is something that I see a lot. Like, a lot of folks know what it means to segment an audience, but they don't actually do it. And they don't understand how deeply you can actually segment that audience. You can do a lot with most of these platforms. If you have an e-commerce brand, you should be using Klaviyo. I recommend you're using Klaviyo. If you're on MailChimp, get out of there and go to Klaviyo. But you can segment based on demographics, past purchases, engagement levels, anything like that. And you can send them the right content at the right time to get the result that you want. So find people that bought a certain type of product and then segment them based on that type of product, and then offer them a product that's similar. And then talk to them that way. Say, hey, I saw that you bought this. You would probably like this, and here's a discount to get that thing. That can be really powerful. And you can do the same thing with parts of the country. Like, say that you have people that live in certain states. Do something seasonal. Or you can do engagement based. You know everybody that opened a certain email. So you can be like, hey, I saw that you read this email, so I thought you might really enjoy this. Bring a level of personalization back to it. Personalization. Number 2, optimize email for mobile devices. It seems silly, but like, I get it. All of us that are often creating emails and even like landing pages and websites, we're always thinking about the desktop first because we have this whole computer in front of us and we're designing this thing and we're just like, oh, crafting this perfect thing. But you gotta think, like 90 to 95% of people opening these emails are gonna be opening them on their phones. So why on earth are you designing for desktop first? You have to be designing for mobile first. Think about that experience. Some tips there: use images to break up the text. Don't use long blocks of text, use short little blocks of text, even break it up sentence by sentence. And if you're e-commerce, make it very visually driven with less words and make the words and pictures big, right? So they take up like a lot of the screen real estate. Number 3, automate your email campaigns based on triggers. So in every email platform, you can have some sort of trigger. So every time that a tag is applied to a certain profile or somebody opens a certain number of emails, whatever it might be, you can create that as a trigger. So, hey, we're gonna start an email sequence specifically for people that have done this one thing. That allows you to create a deeper level of personalization, similar to segments, because you can take people automatically, without you having to lift a finger, that have done a certain thing, like bought a certain product, for example, or been inactive over a certain amount of time, and then automatically kick them into an email sequence that will help get them re-engaged or help them buy the product you want to buy, offer them a special discount. And once you set it up, you can set it and forget it. It's amazing. Number 4, test subject lines with A/B testing. Headlines, subject lines, same thing. You want to make sure that you can always find the perfect subject line, because if nobody opens your email, it doesn't matter. It's like if a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound? I believe it does not. And if nobody opens your email, does it exist? I believe it does not. So it's up to you to craft a great subject line. When you're writing a headline on a blog post or even an ad, it's very easy to have revisionist history and just go change it and be like, oh, that's not working, let's change to this. You can even do that on something like a YouTube headline, but you can't do that on an email. You kind of are locked into that subject line. But most platforms out there, sometimes it's a premium feature, but most platforms out there do let you A/B test headlines against each other to see which gets higher open rates. And you should absolutely use that feature, especially if you have a bigger list. Number 5, use AI-powered tools to optimize send times. This is cool because now there's so much data available in these email platforms, and the AI is so readily available now that there are lots of apps and plugins out there that will automatically analyze the open times of your customers. And then it can send to them on a sort of rolling basis so that they can have a better chance of opening it. Better chance of opening the email, better chance of reading the email, better chance of reading the email, better chance they'll take action of the email, better chance they take action on the email, better chance that you'll make more money. Do it, try it. 6, leverage user-generated content in emails. I don't see this used a lot. You can even expand this to use more video in your emails. It can be really cool to put a different sort of element than people expect in this email content. Every time that we go out and we get user-generated content or video testimonials, we don't think about email as a place where you can put those things. It's like, oh, that's something that'll run in an ad, or I can post that on my social channels. But if you put a thumbnail to that, or you use a quote and the quote links out to it, whatever it may be, that's really powerful because you're really capturing their attention for that moment. That image can take up most of the phone screen, and then you're in business. You've got this great piece of user-generated content talking about how amazing your brand is and recommending that you buy the product right in front of you with your attention completely captured. It can be really powerful, and it can sort of mix things up. It makes your emails feel unlike other people's emails, and it can really get things going. Prioritize email list health and hygiene. We've been talking about this forever, but it is more important than ever. You got to make sure, first of all, that you have all your ducks in a row with SPF and DMARC and all that type of stuff. There's lots of great YouTube videos that will tell you how to do all that stuff to make sure that your domain is in like tip-top shape to be sending all those emails. But also, you have to constantly be monitoring engagement. And I would recommend setting up trigger-based automations like we talked about earlier to kick people out based on certain behaviors, like their engagement is gone for a certain period of time or whatever. The more that you email unengaged emails, the less domain authority you have, the less chance you're going to end up in the inbox, right? Because we're always fighting that inbox versus spam thing. If you got value from this video, oh man, a like goes a long way. A subscribe, that goes a real long way. If you do both, it's good. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.